Sometimes they would invite us to their celebrations and all, so it's really fun. I don't really hate. I love living with them.
There's no like discrimination. Like we don't really see like differences.
Another misconception I think about the ghost culture, looking at Malays, very like you have like a very mystical thing stuff around you, but it is not. Yeah.
I could not just like say, oh, I would not be marrying outside from my culture because I think like if that person does not know about my culture, then I'll just introduce him to my culture. And I think that's how we all kind of like get together and learn. So I'm definitely open to it and I'm looking forward to it.
Malaysia is an Islamic country, so I think it's like in terms of food, it's like easily accessible for us to get halal food, and then for us to do prayers also is easy to find because almost everywhere we can find mosques and.
My name is Mia. I'm a film major studying in Korea right now. I'm coming back for some break.
My name is Jazz. I'm studying in the UK and I'm here for summer break.
You, based on your personal experience, have you experienced any racism, no matter from locals or like foreigners?
I don't really experience any racism, to be honest, because I think I mean we both went to international school, so we're used to like other races, and like I don't think we're very like discriminatory of like other races, and I think we just live peacefully here.
I mean, growing up in international school of us, we kind of enjoy being with other races because we also get to learn about them and their culture. And sometimes they would invite us to their celebrations and all, so it's really fun. I don't really hate. I love living with them.
There's no like discrimination. Like we don't really see like differences.
That's good. So, can you share some aspect of Malay, cultures and traditions in Malaysia here?
I mean, Malaysia is a Muslim country, so I think the Malaysian culture here is more heavily with family, as well as I think a lot of get-togethers. And even if you're not part of the family by blood, family friends could be considered as family, even if you guys are not connected by blood.
Like during Eid, we all like visit each other's family members, and like we go to each other's houses and visit. I think it's like that everywhere for Muslim countries, but yeah, and the food is really the food here is good. It's the best. It's the best here. And like I think like especially during Eid, there's a lot of traditional foods that they cook, and like everyone can enjoy it together, no matter what race you are.
Well, that's cool actually. So depends on your personal view, how you think Malaysia can get the full benefit from this wonderful diversity actually.
I think if you have a lot of races in the country, you'll attract other races as well, because they'll view you as like a very diverse country, so they'll think like, oh, we're also very open to like our race. Yeah,
I agree with that. I think Malaysia, since I was in Korea, I've met a lot of international students, and I always recommend them to come to Malaysia, as I think they could find some sort of home in Malaysia because of our diversity.
It's an English-speaking country, so any international student can like come, and they won't have trouble communicating unless you don't know English. So.
Well, that's cool. So, do you think there is any misconceptions, about Malaysian?
People mistaken us for being judgmental and quite religious, but I think, I don't know, maybe
some of them are religious and judgmental, but I think most Malays are quite open-minded, especially in KL. I'm not sure about any other. Yeah, I think in KL we're very open-minded because it's a city, so it's like we see tourists every day.
Last question. I think this is somehow personal question, So, yeah, for you, for example, you personally, are you open to intermarrying, with other races, or you do have problem?
Personally, for me, I don't have any problems. I don't mind which race you come from. I think it depends on the person. If they're with good intentions, you take care of your family, your friends. I think that's what's more important.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, we're from like international school, so we don't really see like race as like a problem. Like we just see you as human, so it's like it's not really deep there.
Pleasure actually to have you here today with us. So, Madi, what do you think, or like can you express your feelings about this wonderful diversity here in Malaysia?
I think like one thing that I am gonna highlight, and I'm pretty sure like most of the people here know, is definitely about the diversity and the multicultural. So that is definitely one of the best thing about here, and I enjoy it a lot because even though I am coming from like a different colors, maybe slightly of like little background, but I don't feel excluded in any way because here are very welcoming, and I do enjoy that a lot here.
May you tell us a little bit of your culture and also your main celebrations and holiday here in Malaysia?
Well, there's actually a lot, even though it's like there's Malay, but we also have Borneo, which is like rich with culture. Because like as what I mentioned just now, there's like a lot of different races, but either way we are still like one. And some of the Malay culture here is definitely we are celebrating it. And not just one, but it has two. And other than that, we also have like Gawai celebration and lots more, and it's like just rich with cultures because everyone is celebrating it and it's just really fun. And you can see like even though it doesn't mean that you have to be like Malay or like Muslim to celebrate it, you can just like be participate in it just by the way it is. And you can see like at malls during like this kind of celebration, there are gonna be a lot of like different booths here, and there's this like so interesting. You can also see it on televisions. There's gonna be like interview like this as well, which is like so great because we can see from different perspective about it.
Well, that's cool. Like there's a lot of diversity in Malaysia, as you know. What is your personal view to make the most of your country grows?
I think I just couldn't like get out from the multiracial thing because like that is like somehow could be like misconception and can somehow be like the biggest highlight about Malaysia. So I am definitely looking forward in making sure that I am highlighting that we are here very welcoming. And for my personal growth, I definitely want to like somehow explore more about different culture, and at the same time I also want to like be more open, be more welcoming so that people here know that we are like very welcoming to the other foreigners that are coming here so that they can like know that we are actually very warm here.
So I think it's obvious when we have diversity, there will be some misconceptions about others. What do you think are the most common misconception about you as a Malay?
I think from my personal experience, I heard that some people are saying that we are somehow like conservative and racist, which I personally couldn't deny that it still happens. But on the other hand, I think like there's like a lot more people that is actually very welcoming and not conservative. Like if actually, I think people here are very friendly. Even if you get into like Grab or taxi driver, 99% of the time they will try to start a conversation with you because they just want to get to know you more. They're very much invested about all of these different cultures and people. So we are actually very welcoming. Some of them can be racist, but not all of them. A lot of people here are so open about seeing all these differences. I think there's a lot of things that we are looking forward to learn from all of these different cultures as well.
That's cool. This coming question will be somehow personal question. Do you think you are open to intermarrying, like with other, Malaysian races?
I am definitely open about it because I think like as long as I am interested in that person, as long it doesn't really matter about like the kind of background because I think it's like individual. I could not just like say, oh, I would not be marrying outside from my culture because I think like if that person does not know about my culture, then I'll just introduce him to my culture. And I think that's how we all kind of like get together and learn. So I'm definitely open to it and I'm looking forward to it.
You are as Malay, may you describe your nature of your life here in Malaysia, actually, how it is?
I think for us as Malays, I don't think that we have much problem because Malaysia is an Islamic country. So I think it's like in terms of food, it's like easily accessible for us to get halal food, and then for us to do prayers also is easy to find because almost everywhere we can find mosques and the suraus. But I think in terms of just being a Malay in general, I think because in the constitution itself also already state that we have a special position as the natives here. So I think maybe as compared to other races, I think probably some of the rights that we have right now is actually more protected than the other races.
That's great. So can you share, some aspects of Malay culture, here in Malaysia, some beautiful, like things?
I think in terms of Malay culture, I think maybe in KL right now, I don't think you can see that much because like it's already an urban city, right? So, but if I think if you want to see the proper Malay culture and the traditions, I think going to like the states of Kelantan, Terengganu, then maybe you will be able to see that more. But generally, I think the Malay culture in itself do actually include the Islamic elements, but also I think because the traditional Malay culture also incorporates some of from a little bit of Hinduism, something like that. So I think that's why I think in terms of Malay culture itself, I think it's beautiful lah. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So, do you have any, festivals, Malay festivals, Malay, like, yeah, this kind of things, or
I mean, to be honest, because for me personally, because maybe living in a city, so maybe we don't actually celebrate much of the festivals that we have. But apart from that, I think like Idul Fitri, Idul Adha, then we actually as Muslims we do celebrate that.
as we know, unfortunately, there are too many countries which fail to manage their diversity, positively. But you, as Malaysian, or Malaysia, succeed, that's great. So it depends on your personal opinion. How you think you can all come together and to make the future of Malaysia, maybe shiny than now, better.
I think due to the diverse culture that we have, I think it it presents an opportunity for everyone to like actually know one another, because I do think that every culture or every tradition has their own principles or what they believe in and what they think that is right to do. So I think seeing that from all the cultures here in Malaysia, actually, when we come together, actually everyone is actually kind to one another. So I think that's why we can see that, especially when I think when things are hard, then you can actually see the humanity in all of the Malaysians, because they actually help one another without even discriminating on their race and religion. So I think that's why, and also because I think due to the diverse background of everyone as well, I think we can actually see people lending hand or like help one another in different things and in their own ways. So I think that also feels special as compared to other countries, in my opinion. Yeah.
All right. Do you think like there's any common misconception, about your culture, like about your race as Malaysian?
Hearing from other races here, I think they do have misconceptions saying that Malays are actually lazy. When I think, but if you see actually in general that usually when we go to malls or even in cafes, usually all the workers there are actually Malays. So I don't think that Malays are actually lazy, because we are actually, most of Malays are actually uh, working class, so everyone is actually working hard to earn decent amount of money. And because like Malays in general, because most of us are actually Muslims, so we do believe that we need to earn things in an honest way, because we don't want to earn anything from haram sources, right? So I think that's why most of us, even though we don't earn that much, but we do work hard towards it. And I think that although we have there are misconceptions that okay, because we have special rights, so we just do whatever that we want. But I think um, actually that's not the case, because I think the laws are there to protect all of Malaysians. So it doesn't matter whether it's a Malay or it's a Chinese or an Indian does something wrong, then they will not be persecuted. I think everyone, it still applies to the same to everyone. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I think we came to the last question. It will be somehow personal question. So, you personally, are you open to intermarrying with like other races, or like, are you open for that? You don't have problem.
Um, because right now, because I'm married, so I cannot say for that. But yeah, but yeah, if let's say I'm not married, I think I'm open to that. If let's say, yeah, if I'm not married, because I think finding someone else who is different from us, I think it does have its plus points, because it's like we are learning something new each and every day. So I think if I were to be to find someone out there, yeah, I think I'm open to that. Yeah.
So my name is Samirul Abra. I'm working as a PR executive at Burson, MNC of public relation agencies.
You know, there is a lot of races, a lot of like colors, cultures. Okay, for you as a Malay Malaysian, what is your opinion on the nature of life in Malaysia as a Malay Malaysian?
My take on Malaysia, we are a very multiracial country, and the fact that we have to accept that Malay is one of the early comers of Malaysia. There's a lot of misconceptions and also stigma about us, but I think the most importantly is everyone is living with respect, with a sense of unity among us, regardless of our races. As long as we can operate better in our country, then that what makes us Malaysia. Yeah.
That's great. Can you share some Malay cultures or traditions, you know, in Malaysia?
I think we don't have like actually racial festival for Malay, but obviously there's a different kind of sets of celebrations. When it comes to Malay, we resonate Malay with Islam. So the way we celebrate Raya, we celebrate the Ramadan is different. Our traditional clothes, which is baju Melayu, baju kurung, and as well the shirt that I wear today is batik. It's something that we as a Malaysian proud of. It's not really a Malay culture. It's becoming a Malaysian culture. But obviously, it originated from Malay from a lot of states. For instance, like Terengganu, we have Kelantan, we have Langkawi and stuff. So yeah, I'm proud of the traditions and the batik that I wear today.
Okay, that's cool. Enjoy. So it depends on your personal opinion. How you think you can all come together and, you know, to make the future of Malaysia, you know, maybe shiny than now, you know, better.
I think Malaysia is kind of giving an opportunity equally and fairly to every one of us, and to the fact that we have to accept certain criteria that make some of the races got privilege. Because the majority of the people here, and because there's a lot of things that we have to consider. But regardless of the opportunity, I think whatever opportunity that we have as a Malay or other races, we have to take it and use it properly, use it ethically, and take a full of responsibility about your opportunity and excel in whatever that you're doing. I think the wrong thing to do is when you got the opportunity but you waste it. So you are not performing yourself as a good Malaysian or as a good Malay that were given that kind of privilege in our country. Yeah.
That's great. So do you think there is any common misconceptions about, you know, Malay Malaysian Malaysia?
I think among the races, they think that being Malay, it's fortunate because you have a lot of opportunity, but whatever it is, you know, compete in among the races or other races is also a competition. So it's not that easy. And, you know, when you finish your study, then you want to get a job. It's an open competition for all races. So it is not something that we would say easy for Malay, but that's a bit fortunate for us because we got a lot of opportunity there. But I think as long as we use the opportunity better, how to uplift your family, your economy, your social life in a proper way, I think it's fair enough. And another misconception I think about the ghost culture, you know, looking at Malays, very like you have like a very mystical thing stuff around you, but it is not. Yeah.
This will be the last question. It will be somehow personal question. Like, are you open to intermarrying with, you know, like other races?
I know it's quite rare in Malaysia, a small number amount, but yeah, open. Yeah, I'm open to have intercultural marriage, of course, not just for Malays, but also other races. If that is my fate, then why not?
I feel like most of the like segregation in our country is very much political based, because I feel like in everyday life about every Malaysian gets along because you have to, like, we all work together as a country. But I guess it's everything in like politics. Like, people are putting things in our brains like, oh no, the Chinese are doing this, the Indians are doing that. Like, it's all bullshit.
Any misconceptions, you know, about you, you know, like as a Malaysian Malay?
I don't think Malaysians, like Malay people, have much misconceptions because we are the majority. Like, everything that they say about us is pretty much true, I guess, because it's like seen in everyday life. And it's usually not even bad misconceptions. Like people just like to say stuff about other people that's like for fun, I guess. Sure, there is stuff that people say, but it's not like as bad as what they say about other races. You know, like Malays don't really have it that hard, like at all. Yeah.
I got you actually. All right. Lastly, like this question, it will be somehow personal question. So, are you open to intermarrying, with other races?
I don't really have a preference in that because it's kind of shallow, you know. Like everyone, it's all like personality based, you know. Like you can't judge people just by like their race and how they were raised and everything. Like it's all about the person, you know, personality and everything. So personally, I don't care.